quite happy about that. Africa wants to communicate that it's serious in keeping pace with internet and the other technologies the internet enables. It was refreshing listening to the discussions, and we thank our moderators and the speakers throughout the day for such an exceptional program, be it virtual. AfNOG assures that as soon as the pandemic subsides, we shall continue our pilgrimage to bring intense technology into new countries. Continue, of course, with our hybrid method of always allowing remote participation so that we can continue deepening technology in the region. So much technology and expertise applied in one country for weeks gives a boost, a technology boost that leaves for sure footprints, and that's the record of AfNOG. And we've done that over the 2 decades in much the same way. The issue is what next? An update on AfNOG 2.0. So I'll continue to discuss until Alain appears. This work started in Kampala in 2019 as part of the 20th anniversary activities of AfNOG. The outcome indicated more demand for network technical skills and the need to go beyond training of a few hundred specialized engineers a year to something much, much bigger. The pandemic accelerated this aspect of reach, and we held first virtual conference. Yes, yes, please.
Allow me to stop you because we are going to miss the secret working group report. So allow me to take a few minutes from your closing sections to deliver the secret working group report, if you don't mind.
Please, you have the floor.
Okay. So can you see my screen? Hello?
It says you started. It says you have started, but I haven't seen it.
Oh.
It says a screen share is being started.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
It's Vint. I can hear you and see your screen, but I wonder what's happened with everybody.
Yes, we can hear you.
You can see my screen?
Yes, it says emergency mode 20 to 2021 African secret working group.
Okay. So, okay, thank you, Prof, for allowing me. I think I will just take the 5 minutes. This is the secret working group report, and those who don't know the secret working group, I think it's always good to remind them that this working group exists, and it serves very well the interest of many stakeholders on the continent. And this year's the report just arrived, and we have to look. So for those who want to learn more about the secret working group, then you can go. So some decision has been made, said that until all of us can demonstrate that we're taking the African vaccine, okay, against the COVID. So the African vaccine is called AF Eboji Kokoro 21. So until you show that you all taking that vaccine, or that people, network, machines are virus free, there is not going to be any physical AIS. And if you feel otherwise, feel an appeal with the African Council of Elders. Then these decisions have some consequences. Some of the AIS participants miss the travel, the food, the parties, and these are shown to be a great motivator in terms of participation. So and in this day that we've gone virtual, so there is none of these. But some other people miss the T-shirt. when we go to AIS, we had the annual T-shirt collections. So you collect as many as possible, then you take home. But this day you don't have this kind of things. Then honor also means this. When you are in the room, when you see the queue like this, you can feel the meeting. You can really feel the meeting and see what is going on. So, and in terms of the technologies going on, as you can see, the evolutions and this pandemic has also shown that we should accelerate moving really to the Homo informaticus, because some of the fight to survive may request that we remain fully connected, and we had a very good connectivity. So we hope that the Homo informaticus also will be coming from Africa, like the Homo sapiens. But this is a new protocol. This is a new protocol coming up called Street Immunization Management Protocol. Because, as you know, then you are taking some vaccine which has some DNA, has a messenger, and there are some variant of the COVID showing up. So how do you update your immune system? How do you do that? So a new protocol is going to be like time to time. Then you'll be querying some database. You'll be querying some database saying what DNA you have and asking for variant, and then the system will tell you, will send you a URL or some data to say, well, this is where you get. Are you looking for the variant from UK, India, and ZA? Okay, this is where it is. Then you query and download the informations, the DNA of this update, and automatically update your immune system. This is how it's going to be. But for this to work, it requires that we all remain strict on the protocol, follow exactly the protocol, because this is carrying life. We must do that. And then to accomplish this.
Hello, Alain.
Yes. Yes.
I think you need to share the screen in presentation mode. We can see, but audience missing your wonderful slides.
Oh, sorry, I didn't go to. Okay, so do we still have time to do so? How do I go to the presentation mode from here? Hello? Hello? Well, okay. Anyway.
You can click on play to enter presentation mode.
I click on the presentation view.
We're still not seeing presentation view yet. I think it's down in the lower left-hand part of the screen is a button you can push for presentation, I think.
On your screen, as is, there is at the farthest on your right, you will see play. Click on it and you'll be in a position to showcase your screen on slideshow. Thank you.
while we are working on this, I'll continue with my message, and when he shows, we can proceed. Now, I was just about pointing out that the pandemic accelerated an aspect of reach, and we held our first virtual conference last year. The reform discussions continued, and we sought new content, and we're being asked to emphasize particular areas where Internet of Things was the most important. Okay, I think I shut up. See, I can see your screen.
Muted. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yes, I was muted. For some reason, I was muted. Okay, so sorry for these technical challenges. It happened, but we must remain resilient and thank staff for taking over. So, okay, this is the introduction to the African Secret Working Group. For those who don't know about it, so this is one of the very important and very active working groups on the continent, and you may want to learn more about it. And if you want to join it, you can also join it. Next slide. So yes, oh, there was something missing somewhere. Okay, some decision was made that until all the Africans take the African COVID vaccine, and the African vaccine is called AF Eboji Kokorok 21. So until you take that vaccine, or until you can show like your people, your network, your machines are virus free, there is no more physical AIS. That the decision has been made. If you disagree, feel free to fill an appeal with the African Council of Elders. Next slide. Then this decision of taking the AIS to virtual line crates had some consequences. Some people missed the travel, the food, the parties, the cake, and etc. etc. So this annual event of which allow people to travel, to have parties. So some really miss these parties. Next slide. Yeah, but some miss the T-shirt because every AIS is annual T-shirt collections. Then you collect as many as possible, you take home, and it helps your dressing policy. Next slide, please. But other people miss these kind of things. What you can see when you are in a room, when you see the queue and you see the people on the mic talking and refusing to stop, then you can feel the meeting. So some really miss this part of the AIS. Next. Yeah, but the pandemic has posed new challenges to us, and I think we really think we need to accelerate the move, okay, to be more connected, to be very more connected, because some of the fight to survive in this pandemic world requires that we have a very reliable and we are always connected, and so we have to accelerate the move to the Homo informaticus, which we hope will be also tracing origin to Africa like Homo sapiens. Next slide. one of the things the pandemic also show, and I said, is how are we going to, because we had a virus, and this virus is having multiple variants. How do you keep your immune system up to date? So there is a new protocol. There is a new protocol based on request and answer. Okay, so that you will be querying, but then this run on over IPv6, and then you will be querying, showing the DNA you have for the virus, then asking for update. And for example, if you want to have the DNA, to upgrade your immune system for the variant from UK, India, and South Africa, then the system will send you back the URL and the information where to get from. Then you have to download, your body has to download automatically and go generate the spike protein and upgrade your immune system to fight the new variant of the virus, the variant of the virus. Next slide, please. But because now we will be carrying upgrade of our life over the network, it requires that we really follow strictly the protocol. And the good news is that the IETF has putting in place the protocol policy, and if you don't follow the standard very well, then you'll be in trouble. You'll be really in trouble. Next slide, and you may have some punishment if you are not following the policy, the standard, etc. And then your traffic may be dropped, and everybody stop talking to you. Next, and probably the end of this report, and I hope I see you all safe next year. Thank you, Prof.
We left off, but interesting. While we're trying to replace institutions with protocols, somebody is trying to replace virus with protocols. But nonetheless, we'll continue. The pandemic accelerated our aspect of going virtual, and reform discussions continue. And the advice was to emphasize some of the new programs we had at the time, which is Internet of Things and blockchain and AI, with particular interest in natural languages. From the report we got this morning, we were informed 5 virtual tutorials were held, including IoT and blockchain. In this regard, thanks to Pinda and others, we've had 2 days hands-on blockchain tutorials since 2017. Similarly, with IoT, with the help of Uli Reich, some of my colleagues from my experimental physics hats in the past, we've also had 2 days hands-on IoT tutorials since 2018. And the students even received kits to take home. Interestingly, Vint found support for us on this one. On natural language translation, we took some initiatives, but it seems we are not yet ready. As among other things, we seem to need a lot of data to do a good job, which we don't confidently have yet. We should stimulate language communities to build data sets usable for training of models, considering the very large number of languages we have that may go extinct if we don't take some effective action soon. And I just note thanks to Steve Crocker for re-emphasizing this issue last year when he visited us. Today's discussions have added more to our thoughts, and clearly we are making some progress. We still have an open call for volunteers to either work on different things or to host AfNOG. And we would like to see more volunteers, and please that you also take AfNOG home. In other words, try and share whatever you've experienced here with someone else. With that, I'd like to find out if, Alain, you have some comments, because you were the moderator and chair for this area of reform activity at AfNOG.
Yes,
Thank you. Yes, I was the moderator this year, helping the secretariat to organize some of these remote sections. And if you allow me, I think if any of the track leaders are around and want to say something, then we may not allow them to do. So from, as you said, from from 2019, we started looking at the future of AfNOG. Okay, without knowing that the pandemic will be coming to stretch the need for the evolutions. And last year, due to the pandemic, we did not have any sections on the workshop itself. Okay, but we did have a panel last year on how do we transform AfNOG, especially the work. Okay, both the tutorial meeting and workshop, but I think the concern were more around the workshop, because as for the tutorial and the meeting, I think we're well covered for the workshop. And we thought that the transition should have been easy, because most of the hands-on we do at AfNOG these days are already virtual. So most of the track run on over virtual machines built on some Mac Minis and all the kind of things. Then we thought we'll be able to run some of the tracks at least for 1 or 2 days. But we end up having 2 to 4 days. Some of the things I think it's very it went very well, and feedback we got from the track leaders and the instructors. So we hope that next year we will be able, either go back to face-to-face, or if not, then we will be able to run some of the tracks, with the hands-on, because in this region, people still need the hands-on, after they understand the principle, but people still need the hands-on, so that we can do that. So we will start preparing early for that, and then we will not, have to rush and do last-minute things. What also we're also considering is that we run maybe every quarter, because this year each of the track for 2 hours they did not cover everything we're supposed to do. So maybe every quarter. So for those who are ready, then nothing prevents us from having maybe 4 hours, 3 hours, and take one of the topics again and for the track, and then go through it. So prepare, because if we don't have activities, this, because we've gone virtual and we lost track of some of the people, even when we're trying to resume, we may have challenges. So this is what I want to add at this stage. I don't see any hand off on any of the instructors, any of the track leaders, so I'll hand over to you for now. Okay, I see Isabel. Okay. Prof, there is Isabel Odinda.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take
it. Okay. Yeah, we had a queue. We have an active queue now. We have 2 people in there, so.
Please proceed.
Yeah, okay. Isabel?
This is e-track. And this year, it was actually stressful. As much as we managed to keep participants online throughout the hours, it was quite hard trying to figure out, how do we give them value? Also, what do we keep and what do we leave out from what we were going to deliver? And indeed, it's going to be very difficult transforming this into virtual tracks. And it will be very difficult to figure it out, because these are advanced tracks, and also there's a lot of hands-on work. So things like troubleshooting will be very difficult. And even the time that we were given, because we had a day for each track and 2 to 4 hours, and we thought keeping people online for a whole 4 hours would be difficult. But also in that 2 hours that we would then work with, it would be very hard for us to deliver as much as we would want to. So we had to cut on a lot of content, but also try so hard to figure out what we would give them to make them feel like it was worth it for them. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Prof, I think I saw Stefan. Stefan was on the queue, but I think Stefan had dropped. So, yeah.
Hello. Yeah,
Ah,
I'm still here. So yeah, thank you for the efforts and for all what is being done. I would like also to recommend that AfNOG shouldn't only wait for the AIS to organize some of these workshops and maybe webinars. Maybe the internet is open at all time, so and AfNOG should be live at all time as well. So we should be able to have more sessions, not only during the AIS, but throughout the year. So we could like organize and have a call for some of these activities and planify and run them throughout the year as well. So that's
Okay, thank you.
I wanted to chip in.
Oh, thank you. I think the Reform Committee did capture that, and it was proposed that every 3 months or so, we'll find out what the instructors are able to carve out into a coherent piece so that we can try and have intersessional workshop sessions. Okay, so let me just quickly try and conclude so that we don't go beyond. We do understand that the first time of moving 40 hours of hands-on material into 4 hours will not be straightforward, but I think that is what we are good for. And I'd like to thank everyone for the engagement. Our mission is very simple. Technology should not be a barrier for adoption, and that applies to all the internet and enabled technologies. I'd like to thank our organizers, AfNOG and AfriNIC, for getting started, and our moderators and speakers for giving us very clear and sharp messages, and of course for the participants for their engagement. Please, let's continue to pay attention to the new technologies, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you again in 2022. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.